Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Come in, say hi. We're going to make a spring welcome wreath. So I am using this sign here. It's a 12-inch metal sign. It says welcome, and it's got the yellow daisy or white daisies on it. So we're going to be using that. I am Dawn. This is Wreath Decor by Dawn. So come in, say hello. Let me pull up comments here real quick. There we go. So if you're watching today, thank you. All right, so I have my 14-inch wreath frame that I'm using that I put my 18 ties on. I put 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top. I have a video on my YouTube channel that shows you exactly how I put them on there if you want to take a look at that. Again, we have our 12-inch metal sign that we're going to be using that says welcome. We're going to be doing Poof, Ruffles, and Curls, which I haven't done for a while yet. We also have some tubing. I've got my ribbons here. I've got a 1.5-inch check. Hello, Virginia. Welcome. Yes, ma'am. I sent it out to you. All right. And then we've got a 2.5-inch daisy. I'll send you, I'll double check the tracking on it when I get done today. I've got a 1.5-inch yellow dash check. And then I have a green polka dot. But yeah, it went out, so you should have it anytime now. We also have our bow. So we'll be putting that on there. So we're going to start with the green, and we're going to do poofs. So forgive me, it's on the wrong side, but I'm so used to having my iPad nut over here now that I need this to sit on this side, but I'm not used to doing it with it on this side. So I'm just gathering this up. Oh, you're welcome. And I like to start on the top when I'm doing my poofs. So I'm going to look for 2 that are right up and down from each other or very close so that when I transition down to the bottom, it makes it easier for me. That's just the way I do it. I'm going to open these up. Okay, so these 2 are right one above the other. I hope y'all are doing well today. I see there's some people on. Come in, say hello. Don't be shy. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure you share this if you wouldn't mind. All right, and then I like to zip tie the end down. So I'm going to put this zip tie in here. So I hope everybody had a really good week and had a wonderful Easter holiday. All right, so I'm going to tighten that down. Then when I come back, we'll end up right here and it'll cover that up. So we don't have to worry about that showing. So I'm going to do a 12-inch poof. I like a 12-inch poof. You could do 10 if you want. Whatever size you like. So we're going to do it that way. And again, I'm not used to going the opposite direction here. So what's everybody doing today? We have nice weather. It's just hard to go out in it because of the pollen is so bad. I'm in North Carolina, so we get really bad pollen. All right, so we're going to do 12-inch poofs all the way around, top and bottom. But we're only going to be putting the ribbons in the bottom because the sign is so big and takes up most of the top of the wreath. I'm not going to put my ribbons on top for this one, but we are going to put some other stuff in there. So it'll be a little different. When I do my poofs, I like to make sure that my ends stay off to the side. Not necessarily tucked in, but just off to the side. Makes it for a nice poof. Supposed to get bad weather? Oh no. Hey, look. Hey, Samantha, how are you? Hey, Kelly, how are you? I'm great. Hope you guys are doing the same. If y'all wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up for me and maybe sharing this so that your friends could come and watch, I'd appreciate that. So this is my second weekly live on Facebook. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm so used to Facebook. So we're trying to build our watch up over here. So we're going to be doing our my Friday live on YouTube now from now on instead of on Facebook. We'll still do the Wednesday one on Facebook though. Wednesday evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're still on Facebook. So again, I'm doing a 12-inch poof. Most people do 10-inch. That's good if that's what you're comfortable with. I just like a bigger, fuller poof. It works better for me. I like to fluff them out. So anybody have any plans for the weekend? I really should do yard work, but with the pollen being so bad, this is just not going to happen right now. Maybe when it goes down. I've already got a terrible, hey Nancy, got a terrible headache as it is from the pollen. I don't think going out and doing yard work would help that much. So it's just going to have to wait a little bit longer. There's not much to do, but I have to get some weeds pulled, and I think I'm going to have some bushes taken out. I know my husband wouldn't mind because he's always wanting to take out bushes and trees and stuff, so I'm sure he'd be happy about it. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that. Yeah, pollen is just awful. It is so thick. The other day you could see it in the air. It was just so thick. My car, I don't know, I've washed it a couple of times, but it's still green. My car is normally white. All right, so we're back to where I started, and I forgot to clip off my zip tie there. There we go. That's better. So we're back to where I started. We're going to put one more poof up in here, and then we will move down to the bottom. So I'm going to open this tie back up. It's what was holding in my first, or the beginning. And then we'll twist this off. Yeah, it's just, I never had allergies. We've lived here most of my adult life in North Carolina, but we did move away for a while, for about 8 years, and moved up to New York. And I think I just got used to the weather up there. You know, it's more of a, we don't have a lot of humidity up there in that, you know, and not a lot of pollen. We have it, but not a lot. All right, so I'm going to pull this straight down to that one below it. And just in front of it, I'm going to zip tie to give me a nice start here. I can see what I'm doing. Probably help if I put my glasses on. But no, that would be too much trouble. All right, so I'm going to pull that tight. I do too. This is a really nice foil mesh. Well, metallic mesh, I should say. It's not really foil. All right, so let me open these bottom ones up here real quick. And then we will go back and fluff out our poofs and that after. Right now, I just want to make sure these are open so that when I get to them, it makes it a little bit easier. This is listed in my shop already. It does not have a picture, obviously. It just has the picture of the sign, which is this sign right here. So that's the sign we're using. Let me move that out of the way just a little. So that's the sign we're using. So that's what the picture is right now until I get it made and put a picture of it up. I didn't have a thing that said made on YouTube like I do for Facebook. So I'll have to get one of those made. So again, I'm doing the 12-inch poofs on the bottom. It is really cute. We're going to add some florals to it. I'm only putting ribbons on the bottom row because the sign is a 12-inch, so it's going to cover up most of the top of my wreath anyway. So instead of wasting all the ribbon, I thought it would be nice, and I wanted to put florals in. I've got some greenery and some florals I'm going to put in. So I thought it would be fun to put that in too. So, and then we also have some ruffles and curls we're going to put in too. It's throwing me off going backwards. I'm so used to the mesh holder being on the other side. But like I said, it was just a matter of laziness. I didn't want to move everything over. And over here, I have this mat that keeps it from sliding around. So it's really different being on YouTube for me. You started out doing the bubble? Yeah, I love bubble. I love doing the bubble. I like my favorite used to be the Poof, Ruffle, and Curl, but over time that's changed, and I don't do a whole lot with the 21-inch mesh anymore. I have a whole mess of it, but I just don't do that much with it anymore. It's just so much easier to do the 10-inch mesh. So I've been doing a lot of that. As a matter of fact, I've thought about selling some of my 21-inch mesh because, excuse me, I really don't use it enough to keep it all. You know, I'd keep some, but not all of it. And I have a lot of it, as you can imagine. Okay, we are almost around. But yeah, I love the bubble method too. This is a really thick green. But most of the time, you know, you end up with so much left over, but it's not enough to do anything with the 21-inch. So I have a ton of open pieces. And I'm not a fan of the where they take the 21-inch and do the poof curl or whatever they call it with that. I'm not a fan of that method, so I don't really use it for that. So it just kind of sits here until I have more than one in order to put the two together and use them. So it's just more of a hassle. I have a lot of colors. I have a lot of different I want to say materials, I guess. Like I have a lot of the basket weave, the open weave, you know, mesh, stuff like that. But yeah, I do have a lot of colors. And I had bought a bunch off of somebody who had closed their business online, which, you know, I don't know why I ordered, you know, bought it from them, but because I don't use it that much. Well, I will tell you what, when I do get it all together and decide to sell it, the people who are on my page will be the first to know. Hey, Linda, you're not late. But yeah, I would definitely let everyone on my page know first before I listed it anywhere else and give them the opportunity, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are new and just starting out and don't have access to a lot of the mesh and that. So I would definitely do that. Look at how pretty that is. And you could use this color for so many different things. You could use it for, I think I used it for a frog wreath one time. Matter of fact, I think I still have another frog sign. I should check and see and make another one. Use it up for that. So see, we're going to have less than half a roll left of this. I only use Dollar Tree frames, Samantha. I don't typically use the raised frames, the work frames. I don't typically use those. I have used them, and I do use them if I buy a kit. Although more and more I'm starting to use my own frame rather than the one that comes with it, because I don't like the elevation of the other frames. And it's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's that my wreaths are, look how full and big this one is already. Could you imagine if this was on an elevated work frame? There's no way. And it would cost me it wouldn't cost me, it cost the customer way too much to ship it to them. Because then I have to use a bigger box. And the higher your box, the more it costs. So I know a lot of people that use them, and that's wonderful, and they are beautiful wreaths, and I have used them myself, like I said. But I just prefer the 14-inch anyway. And that's what I learned on, and that's what I've used since I started, because back when I started, again, they were having a shortage on wreath frames, work frames. You couldn't get them. I don't know why at the time there was a shortage on them, because this was a couple years ago, but yeah, so it was hard to find them anyway. So, and the lady that I had followed back then, she used her own wreath frame, the Dollar Tree frame. So that's what I used. And I've always used them. And that's what I prefer. But no, there's nothing wrong with using the work frames. And I think no matter what frame you use, you get a beautiful wreath anyway. And it's all in your technique. But I just prefer the work frame or the Dollar Tree frames myself. So look at that. So that's with 12-inch poofs. Now you could do 10-inch. They don't have to be this big. This is just what I like. So I want to open these up a little more. I don't want them to be smushed. And I want my ends tucked underneath. I want those poofs to be nice and big and noticeable. So there we go. All right, so let's get this out of the way. My mesh roller is falling apart, so maybe for my birthday next month I'll buy myself a new one. Yeah, and if I ever get mesh that is thin and have to use it like that, what I do is then I will use the whole roll. Sorry, I'm going to move this out of the way here so it's not in camera. There we go. I will use the whole roll. I will take what's left of it and I will go in between my poofs and put another poof in there and fill that in, and I'll use the whole roll on the wreath if it's really thin like that. But this is not thin. This is a pretty mesh. Look at that. Whoops. That is just gorgeous with that metallic in there. Gorgeous. Okay. So now we're going to put on the ruffles and curls. Yeah, I usually add ruffles or curls or something anyway if I'm doing poofs, rather than just do poof. I've seen people who just do poofs and put their ribbons and stuff on, and they look gorgeous, but for some reason for me, it doesn't look full enough when I do it that way. Okay, but we are going to put ruffles and curls in, and I think I made too many ruffles, but that's okay. I did 9 ruffles of each color, and I was thinking I was only going to do ruffles, but I am doing ruffles and curls. So I could probably just do, let's just do the yellow ruffles. We'll do every other one. So all I'm going to do, let me move this over so you can see. These are cut at 20 inches, and I'm going to fold my end over, and then I'm going to ruffle it up. I'm not folding the other end or anything like that. I'm just getting a start, and that's what I do. So then we're going to put this in here, just on the bottom, pick a spot and start there. So we're going to use the yellow for the ruffles. I could probably do yellow and green. That would be nice. Sorry, I have an itch back here, and I think I have dry skin. Hey, Amanda, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm thinking maybe we will try the yellow and the green together. Let's do that. Since they're cut, we might as well use them, right? So they're both cut at 20 inches. So let's put one on top of the other, and we'll do it that way. Then you get the effect of both of them. Plus you get a little bit bigger ruffle. Yeah, I'm the same way. I want them to be nice and full. I don't want to see the frame. It's just, that's just my, I guess you could say, OCD too. I think it's either allergies or I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden I have these patches all over me that I've been itching like crazy. I need to go and find out what it is what I need to do, because it's driving me nuts. Like I said, I never had allergies, not till we moved back here. I think I was gone too long, and my body got so used to that weather up north. And now it's like when the first year we came back, my Lord, I had a sinus infection forever. So I'm doing every other one. I'm skipping it. I should be doing my ribbons in that at the same time. As a matter of fact, I need to go back and do that, because it will make trying to get it tight enough so that I can get these in there and they don't come undone. So let's go back and do that. And then we can put the curls in the other ones while we're at it. So we're doing, let me put a curl in so you can see. And I want those curls to stand up. So I've got a yellow and a green that I cut them 10 inches, rolled them up, and then put them together with a pipe cleaner. And then I just put them into my pipe cleaner on the wreath. So if you've not done the curls before, so there's the ruffles and the curls. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put my ribbons in now with it and get a head start on that, because then it'll just go a little quicker. So we'll start off with The ruffles we'll put in the daisy. These are cut at 14 inches. When I do a 12-inch poof, I like to do a 14-inch ribbon tail. Now, you could always do smaller. That's just my preference. That doesn't mean that anybody has to follow exactly what I do. And then I also have tubing. And these I cut at 24 inches. And again, yellow and green. So with my tubing, I take it, they're cut 24 inches. I fold them in half. Then I fold them in half again. And then I pinch it in the center. And I give it a twist. And then that makes my little bow that I like to put in there. So we'll put that in on top of our ribbons. Yeah, I can't burn the, I can't use the wood burner because of my sinus stuff, but, and the smell wouldn't work for me. The toxins and all that is what I worry about, but, because you never know what's in these mesh. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that for me. But if it works for you, then yes, do that. I don't have any issues with the, ruffling them up normally. Oh, I just love tubing. Tubing and I are like, I don't know what it is about it, but it's just, I've always been in love with it since I started doing this. And I actually, when I went to, I don't need to buy any more because I've got plenty. I really don't think I need to buy any more probably for the next 10 years because I have so much. But the last weekend I went to my daughter's in South Carolina, and I stopped at her dollar store because, I want to look and see if they had any wreath frames because everybody wants wreath frames now that they can't get work frames. They want the Dollar Tree frames. So I have plenty, but I just wanted to get, keep them on hand. But they had white tubing at their Dollar Tree. So they had 5 packs of it. So I took them all. I don't apologize for being that person. I'm sorry. You got to do what you got to do when you got a business. 5 packs I don't think was going to hurt anybody. So if they'd had more and I had taken more than that, then it probably would have been a little rude. It is good quality mesh. I only get the metallic mesh. I don't get the basic mesh. So there we have it with our ribbons and our ties, or our ribbons and our tubing in there. All right, let me move on now. All right, so we've got another curl going here. But yeah, I only get the metallic one because it is a better quality. I don't buy mesh from places like Michael's, Joann's, because I don't like their mesh. I think it's really cheap. I do buy some from Hobby Lobby, but not a lot. Like they have a jute mesh that I buy that has, it's a navy with it's actually a fabric. Well, it may be jute, but I think it's fabric. And it's perfect for doing like a beach wreath, or I used it to make my coffee wreath that I made not too long ago. So they do have a couple of things of mesh and their Christmas mesh that isn't bad, but I wouldn't buy like their 21-inch regular like this. If they had a green, I wouldn't buy it because it wouldn't be like this. It would be a lot cheaper, I'm sure. And I don't mean cheap as in price, I mean cheap as in quality. So yeah, but I only buy mesh from places like Craft Outlet or from my wholesaler. Craft Outlet, the Wreath Shop. I shop from the Wreath Shop a lot. Hardworking Mom carries mesh. Colors are making you thirsty. All right, what did I do with my? I got a wire sticking out here, so I want to get rid of that before I forget. There we go. So again, I'm only doing the ribbon tails. I don't know why I keep wanting to call them mesh tails today. But I'm doing my ribbon tails only on the bottom, not on the top, because the sign is a big sign and it's going to cover whatever I put under it anyway. Hey, Joy. So we're going to skip that on the top and we're going to put flowers. I've got florals and greenery that we're going to put on the top instead around the sign. And then, of course, we have our big bow that we're going to put on there too. Hey, Ann, how are you? Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're new to my channel here, please make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon. It'll let you know when I go live. I do a live here on YouTube. Keep saying Facebook. YouTube on Fridays at 2:30 Eastern. And if you want to get on my email list, you just type in the word email and I will send the link to you after my live. And you can sign up and put your email in there. And every week I will send you an email letting you know when I go live. It's easier than me trying to explain to you where to go to get the link and all that. On Facebook, it's easy because I have it posted on my page, but on here I don't. So yeah, I like the 10-inch signs better. I actually like a 5x, or see, wait a minute, let me think what it is. It's not a 5x7, it's a 6x12, 6x12, the square rectangle ones. Those are my preferred sizes. But if I'm doing a round, yeah, I would rather have a smaller round than the 12-inch. 12-inch just takes up way too much on the wreath. It covers your wreath a little too much. But this one I got from, matter of fact, Ann's the one who turned me on to watching this girl on Facebook who does lives on the weekend and sells supplies. And so this sign actually came from her last week. I bought it along with a bunch of other signs. She like puts together sets and then does a live sale on them. So this sign was one of them that I got that came with some ribbon. I'm not using the actual ribbon that came with it because I had my own. Yep, Christina, I love her. I love watching her. I just got a bunch of I really need to stop watching because I'm always buying stuff. Like last night she did a live and I almost bought a couple things, but I made myself stop because I've just got way too much right now. So I've been watching her and ordering stuff from her because I like the way she puts the sets together. It makes it a little bit easier because everything already comes, you know, like she'll put a sign with some ribbon. And it's not normally ribbon in that I would have chosen. So it kind of brings me out of my comfort zone a little bit to work with some of the things that she puts together. But for the most part, it's you know, stuff that normally would go together anyway. So, but I do enjoy watching her and ordering from her. But yeah, back to the mesh. Got sidetracked there. But yeah, Craft Outlet, the Wreath Shop. Like I said, Hardworking Mom. If you have a wholesaler near you, Check them out as well. Just look up Floral Wholesale. Her name is it's Christina is her name, but her page is Keuther Crafts, Keuther Crafts. And she normally does them on the weekend, but last night she did one. So I'm not sure if she'll be doing one this weekend or not, if she did one last night, unless she was just doing it as a, oh, for crying out loud. I put that in the wrong one. Yeah, there it is, Keuther Crafts. I put the ruffle in here and it should have been a curl. I guess I was yapping too much. So let's scoop this one over and then we'll put a curl in. No problem. And she also has a website you can look at too, where she's got some of her stuff listed and some of the sets together. Like I said, I saw a couple on there last night that I wanted to order, but I held back. And her shipping is not that bad. She's in Indiana and I'm in North Carolina, so shipping wasn't bad at all for the last two sets that I got. All right, curl goes in here. So yeah, you could check her out too. I like supporting the small business crafters that's, you know, and that sell the supplies and that too. All right, now I can put my ribbons back in. Sure. I'm sure I'll probably see y'all on there now. Don't buy everything up. Save some for me. But she is a sweetheart. All right, got that done. Now we're back on track. Now let me get these ribbons in here. I was surprised to see her on last night too, but I was watching other people that were live, so I had to leave, and it was a good thing because I probably would have bought a bunch of stuff. But she still got it on her. She put a post up today of what hadn't sold, so it was another temptation I was looking at. Oh, that's green. I want yellow. Thank you, Judith. How are you doing, Anne? You know, they've put out the date for the next floral show. And then I talked to my husband today. For those that don't know, he's out of the country right now for work and will be for several months. But he informed me today that they pushed back his date for him coming home by another 2 weeks. So doesn't look like I'm going to be getting any sleep anytime soon. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've heard that. Susan, I think, gets hers on Tuesday. Yeah, she gets hers on Tuesday. Her second one. Yeah, so I was a little unhappy when he told me that, but you know, it's 2 weeks. I'll get over it. But oh, I did it again. I'm supposed to be doing a curl. Let's skip it and put it in here. Sorry if you hear a humming in the background. My mom decided to put some stuff in the wash as I was going live. And I know my camera picks up every noise in here. even though the washer's downstairs. It's at the bottom of the stairs. I told him, I said, I don't know. I just can't. I don't sleep well when he's not home anyway, but it's just been really bad this time. I told him he can't ever die because I'd be in trouble. Here's me worrying about myself. He doesn't like to hear me talk about stuff like that anyway, so. I crack you up. I crack myself up sometimes too. I'm my own best audience. Some people don't get my humor. They just kind of look at me and go, whatever. That's why my husband and I are perfect, because he gets me. He gets my humor. All right. We are almost done with the bottom part. I've got too many ribbons here for the bottom. Why do I have so many ribbons? Apparently I can't count today either. All right, so I'm going to put this curl in here. We got 2 ribbons to put in, and then we can put the sign on. Most people think I'm very quiet and reserved until they get to know me. And I usually am in new situations. I'm very laid back, quiet, observant. My dad always taught me that you need to watch. You got to look. Watch and look before you speak. Learn. That's how you learn. All right, so I need 1, 2, this one. Doing dinner already? Oh, well, yeah, you're ahead of us, way ahead of us. Watching and laughing. Sometimes when I watch, when the ones I do on Facebook, I edit them to put over here on YouTube. And sometimes when watching, first of all, I can't say I'm watching myself. I don't ever go back and watch my own lives or anything like that. But when I'm editing them, I do have to sit and watch them for the most part. And it's like, sometimes I just want to smack myself. I'm like, just shut up. Stop talking. Or I'll say, why did you say that? But mostly I'm laughing at myself. All right, one more. This is the last one. I guess I just cut too many of these here. So I've got 2 of those left over, which is fine. We'll just put them back on the roll and use them again. Or that might have been the end of the roll. I don't see the 2.5 over here. All right, we're going to put this on and put that tubing in, and then we'll put the sign on. Now the sign already comes with 2 holes in it, but I'm going to put 2 more on it because those signs are 12 inches and they're kind of heavy. Oh my Lord, yeah, it is late, isn't it? Yeah, I was talking, my husband's 7 hours ahead of us. And when I was talking to him, he hadn't had dinner yet either. I was like, you need to go and get some dinner. All right. So we don't need those. I need to turn my glue gun back on because I know it's not on. All right, so we got extras of these for the top, and we are going to use those and the curls to do on the top, but we're not going to put the ribbons in. So let's get those in. Those should go pretty quick, and then we can put that sign on there. There we go. Move that over. Just knocked over my, good thing it's got a lid on it. All my floral pins. Thank you, Linda. All right, so I want to put the green down first. And we're going to put the yellow on top of it. So I can get them to go together. All right, so I'm going to put this one, I guess I'm going to have to go here. Oh, there's somebody opening my front door. And then the curls go in there with that. And I could go ahead and cut these down. Don't think I'm going to put, no, we're not going to put any tubing in here. So we're just going to cut these down. Fold that down. My sign's over there now. Anybody doing anything for the weekend? Did I ask you guys that already? I can't ever remember what I asked. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. On Sunday, my son is getting baptized. He's 28. And he has decided that it's time. So he's doing that on Sunday. So I'll be going to that, which is, he's in the couple towns over from me. So I have to go over there and do that. And then we'll probably take him out to lunch after. And like I said, this wreath is already in my shop. It just doesn't have a picture, obviously, of it done, but it does have a picture of the sign. So it is listed. I also have other things in my shop, some wreath attachments. I've got some sign sets with ribbons, sign and ribbon sets. Thank you. Yeah, I was surprised that he was doing it, but he feels he's ready, so that's good. Oops, messing up my ribbon. So that will be fun to go and see. I've only been to the Catholic services and baptisms. That sign just does not want to stay. So it'll be interesting because this is not a it's not a Catholic church that he goes to, which is fine. He can go wherever he wants. I'm not Catholic myself. I was baptized Lutheran, but my family did not regularly attend church. But my husband was a Catholic, and he was raised in a very Catholic home. Had to go to church. So you get two different spectrums there from him and I and the way we were raised. But of course, when I married him in the Catholic Church, I had to, I didn't have to become Catholic, but I did have to agree to have our children baptized Catholic and raised in the Catholic Church. And my daughter was, and she did her communion and all that. But my son is adopted, so he was older. So we left it up to him to decide what he was going to do when he got older. Baptized Lutheran, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was baptized, but I don't ever remember going to the Lutheran church. My father had a love-hate relationship with the church. I know that doesn't sound very nice, but it was. It was what it was. Yeah, it is best for them. I think that if I had it to do over again, I probably wouldn't have been able to with the Catholic Church, but but I think they need to figure that out on their own, because I know I would have liked that choice. So, and my husband would have too. That's true. They do understand it differently when they're older. I think when kids are forced to go to church, I shouldn't be talking religion, to be honest with you, but I think it just has a different meaning for them when they figure it out for themselves. I was always raised, you don't talk about politics, religion, and money, because nothing good comes from those conversations. They start wars. All right, we are done with all of our mesh and our ribbons. Now we can put our sign on. Who asked me about my stapler the other day? Was it anybody that's on here right now? Because I do have my stapler out if anyone wants to see it. Someone had asked me about my stapler, and I didn't see the comment. I think it was on Wednesday. And I didn't see the comment until after I had finished my live. So I told them I would do or show them today. All right, so there is our wreath with the top. There it is with our mesh and our curls. You can't really see on the video how the yellow in that is, because it all looks like it blends in together. But it's very pretty in person, if I do say so myself. All right, so now that that's done, let's do our sign. So again, here's our sign that we're using. It's a 12-inch metal sign. You want me to show you the stapler? Okay, let me put the holes in the sign and then I'll do that. I got to move all this stuff to get my sign stuff out. Need that. and this. All right, so in order to put holes in the signs, you need one of these little tools. It's called a beadsmith. You can pick them up in any craft store. Sometimes Walmart carries them. Mine usually is out of them. But it's a little metal hole punch, and you find them in the jewelry section. So if you can see that, there's a little tiny metal punch right there. So the sign already comes with 2 holes in it. They have one at the top and one at the bottom. So I'm going to put one on each side, and that's going to help to give it some balance, I think, because these signs are kind of heavy. I'm going to use 26 gauge wire. Yeah, I'm going to use 26 gauge wire. I don't think I have anything thicker. All right, so real quick, let me show you this. And then once we get that done, all I have to do is put the flowers in and we'll be done. So this is an arrow stapler that I got from, you can get them online at Amazon, but I got mine at Lowe's. And it looks like this is the way you would hold it because of the way that the handle is on it, and that you would hold it this way, but it's not. If you look on the front, it shows you the staple. Staplers are on this, or the staples come out at this end. So, and then it has the sliding thing here on the back to put the staples in. You put them in here in this channel. And mine takes anywhere from 1/4 inch up to 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, 3/8. And it's got all that information right here on the side too. But somebody said theirs wasn't working right. And I'm wondering if they were doing the same thing I did in the beginning. And it could just be that it's not working, but I don't know. But when I got it, I assumed you just go this way. So nothing was getting stapled. The staples were flying all over the place, and I couldn't figure out why. So of course I called in my husband, and he said, because you're being a ding-a-ling and you're doing it the wrong way. Basically, that's what he said. So it is this direction here. Even though it looks like it would be the other direction, this is the direction you're supposed to use it in. So the staples actually come out at this end. I didn't know that. I'm so used to those big metal ones that they used to have. So what do I know? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the holes in my sign here. And I'm just going to put it just a few inches off the side. And I'm going to try and get them as level as possible. And this makes a little bit smaller of a hole than what was already in it. But that's okay. It's not going to make a difference. But I do want to make sure I pick up those metal pieces that come out because it's metal and they will cut you. So I'm going to use 26 gauge. I'm going to get a nice big piece. The more the better for me, because if I cut it too short, then it's a waste. So I'm going to use 4 strips of the floral wire, and I use the silver wire because that hides better. All right, so let's get these on here. So we're just going to even them up. I'm going to put them through. And then I want to bring the wire to the back and get it tight. So there's one. So don't forget to check me out on Wednesday on Facebook, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can check out my shop at wreathdecorbydawn.com. That will take you to all the wreaths and the supplies and goodies that I have in my shop. I have a few sign-in ribbon sets and some ribbon by the yard, a couple of attachments. I don't make signs or anything like that, so I don't have any of those. But all right, so there we go with all of our ribbons on there. We're just going to take and put this on the top of the wreath. So I'm going to get those wires out. All right. Get all my curls out from under. There we go. That one too. There we go. Now it's going to sit right there. All right, so now I'm going to take my needles, and if you don't have these or know what they are, these are weaving needles. I sell them in my shop. If you're interested, you can get them there. They come in a pack of 3. They're random colors. So this one happens to have pink, yellow, and green. And it helps you get your wires and that through your mesh. So instead of sitting here fighting with getting these through, I just take and put them, both wires, on the end of my needle, and then I go right down through my mesh and everything, and I make sure that I go through to a ring around the frame. And then once I do that, I pull it, and then I take one wire and wrap it around or on the other, you know, so that there's a wire on each side of that ring that I just went through, because I want to tie to the frame of the wreath and not to the mesh in that. So getting my fingers through there is kind of what takes longer than getting the wires through the sign. So once I get that on there, then I'm going to just give it a real loose twist to make sure it doesn't come off. And then we're going to spin it around and we're going to do the other side. And I don't secure it all the way down, because that way, if I have to adjust or move it, I'll be able to. So I just go right down alongside the tie, right through all that mesh, go through the ruffles, the curls, all of it, pull it down, and then again put one on one wire, I was going to say ribbon, one wire on each side of that ring that I just went around. They are a must. They are very popular in my shop. Well, hello there, Teresa. Teresa, I have a shirt on today. It's not spelled the way you spell it, but it says perfectly imperfect. I put that on today, and that was the first thing I thought of. Oh, wow, that's Teresa's, her business name. It just says perfectly imperfect, spelled the way it's supposed to be, but. All right, so there's that one. So it looks like already I can see this. Well, that one's tighter than the other one. Why did that come loose, though? That should not have happened. What happened? Oh, because it came undone from the frame. So let's try it again. I guess I didn't twist it enough times. All right, so let's put this through. This time I'll make sure to get it twisted a couple of times. There we go. So it does help get it on there, which was okay because it was too tight on this side anyway. All right, so now take that wire, put it on the other side of the ring. There it goes. Okay, now let's twist it. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. That'll work. All right, now I want to move it up just a tad because, one, the weight of the sign is going to automatically, just get out of my way for now. My desk is never big enough. Never big enough. All right, so I want to pull it up a little bit because, one, the weight of the sign is naturally going to pull it down, and 2, because I want to put my bow beneath it. Thank you. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to go a little bit further up to that top ring of the frame instead of just the one right below it. So I got to find that frame. Where's that frame? There it is. It's hard to do when you're not looking. But believe it or not, it's easier for me not to look than it is to. So I'm going to take that and I'll do the same thing. So I'll put that needle over there so I don't lose it. Separate my wires so I can get them on either side of that ring. This one seems to want to go easier. There we go. I love these colors together. I did one last year. It was a daisy. It was a little bit different. It was the green sign last year. And that thing sold really fast. Somebody had bought it for their mom because those were her favorite colors. All right, there we go. All right, so now one more. I keep grabbing the ribbons. I'm gonna have to go around and fix all my ribbons now because I messed them all up. All right, so again, we're gonna take that. Now on the bottom, I'm gonna make sure I go to the innermost ring, because on the top, I went to the furthest one. Let's get my curls out here. And I'm going to find that top or most inner ring right there. There it is. Make sure I stay away from the crossbar. And I just put a knot in my wire. So that's how quick and easy you can get those on there. They work really well with grapevines because they're plastic and they bend. So if you get those tightly woven grapevine wreaths, they really help get your wires and stuff through those. So there we go. There's our sign. All right, now we can put our flowers on. So where I did not put the ribbon is where we're going to put all of our greenery and our flowers. So I have these boxwood. I got these from the wholesalers, from Sims Wholesale, but you can get them also at Hobby Lobby. They carry a bush, but they're a little bit longer than what these are. These are a little bit smaller than the ones Hobby Lobby carries. So let me get the rubber band off of here. So they come with 5 in a bunch. So the ones at Hobby Lobby, it comes on a one big stem, and there's probably 6 or 7 stems on there. So it's about similar to this. I'm just making sure they're all pushed up. But again, theirs are a little bit longer. So what I want to do is I want to make these up, fluff them out a little. I don't want them to be all scrunched up. There we go. And then I'll cut them down because I don't need them this long. And I'm going to put these right in where my ties are. It's still too long. So these will go right in there. And then what we're going to do is we'll take and open these up and we'll put the flower right in the center of that. So let me get some glue on here. I'm going to need another glue stick. Come on, wake up. It's at that in-between stage for the glue. Oh, come on. What is the problem here? Now my glue gun doesn't want to work. There we go. So don't want a lot of glue, just enough to hold it in place and not on my finger. Ouch, that hurt. That was hot. All right, so let's get this right down in here. And that's going to adhere really well to that mesh and the tie. That's why I put it in where the tie is, because it sticks really well to that. And then we're going to take some of our flowers. Now these I got at Hobby Lobby the other day. I was actually going to use them for a grapevine that I was going to do for Mother's Day, but I think I'm going to have to go back and get another set because I really like this and I want to use it for this wreath. So I don't need the green leaves on it, and they're kind of long, down low anyway, and you can't move them up. So we're just going to cut them off. That's probably too long right there anyway. And we're going to put our yellow rose right in the center of that greenery. So that will act as our leaves. Come on, open up. There we go. Right in there. Yeah, I like that. I like it. All right, so let's get our glue going here. Get in there. Move this stuff here. So go right down in the center of my greenery so that it's glued to the greenery and it's glued to the mesh. Give it a little twist. I like the open roses like these. All right, so let's go ahead and do another greenery. So there's one there. We're going to put another one over here. Let's put our bow on first. Before I put my needle in that away, let's get this bow on. So here's our bow that I made. So I used this little butterfly ribbon that I had. So that kind of, all right, let's do this side first. So I'm going to go right in between. Actually, no, I'm going to have to go right here where my curls are because that's the center. So I'm going to take one side of my pipe cleaner down through my mesh, do the same thing with that, and then I'll tie it to the frame. And then once I know that's where it's going to stay, I'll go back later and fix it and adjust it and tie those off permanently. So there's one. Let's find the other one here. There it is. Probably could have used a little bit longer of a pipe cleaner, but that's all right. So we're going to go right down this way. Right there. Make sure those are on the same side. And then we'll pull these up. There we go. Where's that green one at? There it is, tucked under. Wouldn't this make a really pretty Mother's Day wreath? All right, so we're going to tie this one off, wrap it around the frame a couple of times to make it secure. There we go. And then I'll go back later and actually make sure that it's on there good and tight. So now that that's on, now we can go ahead and finish the greenery. So I'm going to put another one over here. Yep, right there. Oh, don't drip, please. Get that in there. That works. That is just too pretty. Get rid of these strings. All right, let's try another one over here. Too long. Well, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate y'all being over here and supporting me while I do these over on YouTube and build my audience over here now. It's kind of like starting all over again. It feels like, even though I have a bunch of followers, they're not used to seeing me live on YouTube. So now they got to get used to seeing me live over here as well. So it's going to take time, I know. That one's just a little too long. Yeah, I really like these roses. I'm going to have to go and get some more. Guess I'll have to do it before Monday because that's when they change it to where it's mesh. Oh, you're fine. No problem. I get it. I know we have internet issues here all the time. Pull this greenery out just a little bit underneath. All right, and we're going to do one more right here on top. Well, I'm glad you get to catch them now. All right, one more rose. That'll work. And I'm just using my glue gun with Gorilla Glue. I really like the Gorilla Glue and the way it holds. There we go. All right, so we got those on there. Now I might go back and look at the sides and see, because I've got that tubing in there, I don't want to cover all that up because I spent all my time putting that in. But I do have some green hydrangeas here, and I don't know how those would work. So I might go back and look and see and put those in between in those three places. Let me get this situated here. So there we go, guys. There is our wreath. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, those are so pretty. Of course, they're the four corners, so I need to break that up a little bit. So I probably will put some right here because I don't like doing the even numbers. Don't know why. It's just. But there we go, guys. So I will have a better picture of this up with the wreath for the the thumbnail for the wreath for the video, and it will be on my Facebook page as well, and it will be listed in my shop. So make sure you check out my shop at wreathdecorbydawn.com to see all of the goodies I have in there, as well as my wreaths and that. There you go. Yeah, this time works out really well. I might bump it up to 2 instead of 2:30. I'm not sure yet, but because I'm usually ready to go at 2 o'clock, and then I'm just kind of hanging around waiting, to go at 2:30. So I might just bump it up and do it at 2. But so there we go. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and the rest of your week. Well, it's the weekend right now, so and I hope next week goes well for you as well. I will put yeah, I can put one on Instagram too. I'm really bad about using Instagram. I'm trying to get better, but there's just so many things to learn. I can't do it all. I hate learning new things like that, especially the tech stuff. But yes, I will put a picture on Instagram. I do tend to forget there are people over there that want to see things too. All right, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be kind to one another. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you back again on Friday at 2:30. And then don't forget to check me out on Wednesday on Facebook at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right? Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.